What's up, people? What's happening? What's up? Welcome again to another episode of the Meathead on the Mic podcast. Hope you guys and girls had a sick weekend, and I hope you're enjoying your Monday. Today, we're going to dive into a topic. It's actually a character trait that I've had that I know some of you people may currently have or have experienced. And this character trait, this one character trait, isn't 100% bad. Like there's value to having it, but if you only have this character trait, it's probably the reason why you're not actually succeeding in your fitness journey. So we're going to be talking about this specific character trait in today's episode, in today's podcast. All right, so you know what's happening. Again, if you had a good weekend, I want to hear about it. You know what I'm saying? Let me know how your day is going. Before we dive into the topic, I want to chat with y'all a little bit. All right, what's good, Bunner? What's good, Saj? Hey, I see how people tuning in. All right, what's happening? Let me know what's up. Content, you know what's happening, bro. All right, so we're going to be breaking it down very, very shortly today. We're going to be talking about this specific character trait that is holding you back from actually cementing your success in the fitness journey that you have, in the fitness goals that you have or aspire to achieve. All right, so stick around, stay tuned. You already know the deal. If you are just tuning in, or if you're new to this podcast live stream recording, I want to let you know, guys and girls, that you are welcome to talk. You're welcome to ask questions, things of that sort, at the beginning or even throughout the podcast. But I will not be responding to you until after the podcast has been recorded. So just keep that in mind. You are welcome, again, guys and girls, to drop questions and comments as I go along, but I will not be answering them until the podcast is recorded. And the reason why I do that mainly, honestly, is to save me time, so I don't have to spend so much time editing the podcast, and so that I can actually give you my undivided attention when you actually are ready to receive the information or the answers to your questions. All right. So without wasting any time, we're going to be diving into the podcast in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Yo, what's good, meatheads? Hope you're having an amazing day. Welcome again to another episode of the Meathead on the Mic podcast. It's your host, IFBB Pro Matt Butali, coming at you with another topic. And today we will be talking about impulsivity. It's a blessing and a curse. But before we dive in, I want to let you know that you are welcome to join the Meathead Monsters Club. It's a free Facebook community where you get the opportunity to meet other meatheads like yourself. All right. So hit that up if you want to have some meaningful discourse with other like-minded individuals. Also, don't forget to screenshot and share this podcast to your IG story to show support. Also, if you have any questions that you'd like to ask me, or if you'd like to tune into the live recording to see exclusive behind-the-scenes footage, or if you want to just reach out and ask me a question, you can search for Matt Butale on Twitter, TikTok, LinkedIn, Instagram, and Facebook. Also, shameless plug, subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't already, if you want to see some extra meathead content live and direct. All right, so let's dive into the meat and potatoes, bro. Let's get into it. Okay, this one I can definitely say I've experienced, I guess, some adversity with in the past. This one thing, this one, well, not even an emotion, but this one response. All right, and this response is being impulsive, having an impulsive response. And I'm honestly, guys and girls, quite an impulsive person. If you're listening to this and you're impulsive, then you're likely going to relate to a lot of the things that I'm going to be bringing up in today's podcast episode. All right. So I want to tie this impulsivity, and specifically with the people that experience it with their fat loss journey. Okay. So, like, for example, when you first learn that it's possible to burn fat, grow muscle, and transform your physique, initially you get excited. Okay. Like you get excited, after years of maybe feeling stuck in the same position. It's kind of relieving and exciting to learn that there is a possible change, or there's a chance to possibly change your reality when it comes to your fat, the fat that you have in your body, and, the chance that you can say, force, like you can implement information to increase your chances of burning fat, transforming your body, building muscle, and getting out of that sort of trapped feeling of like, oh fuck, like maybe I'm going to be in this body forever, or maybe I can't lose fat, right? Like things like that. Look, when you first learn you can do something to change your body, it gets fucking exciting, I won't lie. You know what I mean? And for me, it wasn't this, like I can't actually 100% relate with like learning about, oh well, burning fat, and then I got some information on how to, whatever it is, burn fat. No, for me, it's more so along the lines of like I got some information of how to how to build muscle, right? And that was like my exciting aha moment, where it's like, oh fuck, I'm not gonna be a skinny guy forever. For you, it might be, you got love handles, you got man boobs. You're like, shit, maybe I'm not gonna have these man boobs forever, or these love handles forever, because I just came across some information, right, that told me that I can actually change the way that I am. right? Through fitness. And it's exciting, right? It gets you excited and you get impulsive, right? Which is a good thing initially. Okay. So again, maybe you saw, I don't know, maybe you saw someone on Instagram with a similar body as you, body type, lose 30 pounds. Okay. Or maybe you thought, you had a condition that caused you to feel stuck in your body, right? Like you can't lose fat because of a thyroid issue or something like that. And you came across some new information that negates the thoughts that you've had all of your life. So instead of like thinking, oh, fuck, I'm stuck in this body forever, there's actually a chance for me to change. And that's exciting, right? That can get you hyped up. That can get you, like, your emotions will be revved up. You'll be extremely passionate. That's where impulsivity kicks in. And that's good. Initially, it's good, right? And this podcast episode is titled Impulsivity is a Blessing and a Curse. And before we dive into why it's a blessing, we got to talk about why it's a curse. Okay. Like, again, maybe you've been dying to get rid of, your love handles, or your man boobs, but you didn't think that it was possible to do without surgery until you saw someone do it online, like a transformation, right? And when you learned that it was possible to, finally make those changes through eating clean, training consistently and being responsible with your health and fitness, it hyped you up because you finally felt that you had a chance. Like, if you've ever felt like that, just nod your head silently. If you're listening to the podcast, all right, or if you're watching the live stream recording, just drop some fire comments down in the comments there below. But have you ever felt that before? Have you ever felt like, you came across a piece of information or you saw some, wicked transformation? You're like, fuck, I can actually do this. Like, I can actually, burn fat, or I can actually put muscle on my skinny physique, right? And that feeling of like knowing that it's possible gave you a rush of like passion and excitement, and you got like hyped. That's a good thing. That's like the good side of being impulsive, because that will sort of, for most people, actually make them make a commitment to start their fitness journey. That small bit of impulsivity, like, oh, it's possible for me. Shoot, let's try it out. Let's see if it's actually going to work. Okay, so we're going to be talking about impulsivity today, the good sides and the bad sides. But as I said earlier on, we're going to be diving into why it's bad first. Okay, let's talk about the bad news first. How can impulsivity be a curse? Well, you're probably asking, well, how's my passion for wanting to change my ways a curse? Like, how is something, I guess, initially good, like wanting to change or diving so quickly into changing, your habits when it comes to eating healthy, training consistently, things of that sort? How was the initial switch from doing what you're doing now to going to doing that in a heartbeat a bad thing? How's it a curse? Well, guys and girls, it's not so much that wanting to be healthy is bad, right? It's the mindset behind the impulsivity. All right. If you're extremely excited, that's a great thing, right? I'm not here to deter you if you're excited. That's fucking awesome, right? If you learn something, or you saw something and it just hyped you up and you just really wanted to get it done now, you want to get this, the fat off your body, right? Or you actually want to put on some muscle, like, that's a good thing. But it becomes a curse when that feeling of like passionate impulse is your main source of energy. Keyword main source of energy. Okay, like, if the reason why, the only reason why you're transforming your body or transforming your lifestyle in order to transform your body is just due to impulse, just because you saw something and you responded really quick to it, it can be a curse. And this is how we're gonna break that down. Okay, see, like, when things start impulsively, we start acting from a place of like excitement and emotions, not really logic. And as I said, initially it's not bad because you're getting started, right? Like, you're just getting started. That impulse is putting you on the train tracks to success there, right? But think of it like this. Think of it like a relationship. Whenever you're making any commitment, so your relationship commitments, your whatever it is, financing a vehicle, purchasing a home, you're acting from a place of excitement and emotions, not logic. Not to say that 100% of the people do that, but typically when people don't anticipate these things and then sporadically go out and do these things, or like make commitments that they didn't think through, it's based off of the passion and the excitement and the impulsivity behind that, like an impulsive purchase, right? Or even relationship commitments, like you met someone, fucking, I don't know, through some dating app, and then like 2 3 weeks later you're talking about marriage and shit, like you're all in or whatever, and it's like you didn't even give yourself a chance to really digest and break down what the fuck you actually have to do, the things that you have to commit to, like the responsibilities behind um that commitment. Like, you didn't really like give yourself the time to digest that, right? You sort of just rode on that high energy, super hyped, excited cloud of being impulsive. Maybe it's because you found love and you haven't, found love in a long time or whatever it is. In this case, we're going to talk about fitness, right? You haven't been in check with your health and fitness for so fucking long. And now you've learned, okay, well, even for people like me, based off of this transformation that I've seen online or what I learned online, whatever YouTube video I watch, I can actually change, right? And that's good. As I said, it's great to, like, it's not inherently bad to be impulsive and start something good, as long as you're starting something good, right? Because you can also start doing things bad on impulse as well, right? But like, it's a good thing that you're starting to, I guess, take responsibility of your health and fitness. But the bad thing is, guys and girls, is that if we're only relying on impulsivity to start our journeys, we can't rely on impulsivity to carry ourselves through it. So this is what I mean. Like, for example, just to make it a little bit more simple, like think of relationships. Okay. You like this person, they like you, cool. You see each other a couple times, awesome. All right. But are you going to try to propose to them on like the third date? Like, you are so like, oh, like I'm connected to this person. Like, just by out of impulse, you want to, I guess, overcommit, if that's the word. That's not good, because impulsivity is good enough to get you started, but impulsivity isn't enough to actually carry you through and get you to your end goal, to get you through, to succeeding and getting your desired result. Okay, because the thing is, guys and girls, when things get hard or when we realize that we don't know 100% what we're getting ourselves into, our emotions end up taking a hit and we begin to lose passion rapidly. It's like, it honestly pulls us away from what we started in the first place. Like, think of it again, just to bring it back, because I know of a lot of people have experienced this through relationships. But as I said, you start this relationship, you dive into it head over heels. You're not thinking, clearly. You just like the fact that someone likes you, and then you're just into that already. You dive into it, and boom, you hit like your first roadblock, and you realize, oh well, fuck, man, I don't really like this person, or like maybe we're not really meant to be, things of that sort. And all of those logical questions or thoughts and everything that you're analyzing after the fact of you being impulsive starts to like kick in, and then you're realizing, fuck, maybe I shouldn't actually be here. When things get hard, that's when you essentially figure those things out, right? So being impulsive is good enough to get you started, but it's not enough to get you to finish the race, right? Which is why I'm saying, again, passion, being incredibly impulsive for good is not bad, but if it's the only thing you rely on, your commitment is gonna dwindle. Like, you're not gonna be able to succeed in anything that you commit to, because you're only gonna rely on doing things whenever you feel good, whenever you feel excited, whenever the impulse drags you into that position. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Okay, because there are good and bad things that happen in any challenge or journey that we take on. And to be honest with you, guys and girls, if we don't learn how to operate through those obstacles and barriers, we won't achieve success in our commitments. And again, impulsivity isn't equipped to help you, operate through your obstacles and barriers, which is why that, impulsivity alone, like you just feeling excited and hyped to do the thing, doesn't work, right? It only works when we have conviction and certainty in what we're doing, right? That's the only way we can separate the emotions from controlling our outcomes. And guys and girls, when we stay committed to our journey, regardless of if the passions of, of starting it and going through with it, and the impulsivity of like one day achieving that goal, when that's all dwindled out and like fizzled out, we succeed. If we're able to stay committed, regardless of what obstacles are put in front of us, then and only then do we truly succeed, right? But impulsivity is not equipped to give us what we need alone to fight through obstacles in our fat loss journey. And there are going to be so many fucking obstacles. I'll tell you, when you're transforming your body, it's obstacle after obstacle after obstacle. And if you are just relying on being hyped to go through this journey, trust me, you're gonna fall off the bandwagon real quick, because it's not for people that are hyped, it's for people that are determined. Okay. Impulsivity is amazing. Again, don't get me wrong. Impulsivity is amazing for helping us kickstart the motor to help us achieve our fat loss goals. But without an underlying discipline that keeps you committed no matter fucking what, the engine will break down. Okay, the engine will break down. Impulsivity is the key. You start the engine, but you need gas, and that gas is discipline. Okay, this is the same reason why everyone who, goes hard, like goes so extremely hard at the start of the new year, but are nowhere to be found by fucking March. It's impulsivity. The new year comes, fuck, like I don't want to spend another year being in this position. I don't want to continue to feel this way, this and that. And while they're like at the height of their emotions, they make a pseudo commitment to training. They make a pseudo commitment to eating right, right? And it all starts out of, the impulsive feeling of fucking not wanting to be in that position anymore. And they take action, which is a good thing. Taking action will always be good. Impulsivity to start the fire is amazing, but that fire will die down, guys and girls. Okay, that fire will die down if you aren't disciplined. Okay, and if it's the only thing that you rely on, if that impulsive, feeling is the only thing that can actually make you do something, then you'll get a lot of things started. Don't get me wrong, but you will finish nothing. And I'm telling you because I was the same way. I would like get hyped for a week, 2 weeks, fucking start crushing it or whatever I'm doing. And then when the impulsivity dies down, when that like short-term passion, that short-term fire dies down, it's up to me and my discipline to carry the torch. I can't let the fire, dwindle down. I can't let the fire die down. I have to carry the torch, right? Impulsivity starts the fire, but discipline carries the torch. You get what I'm saying here? It's the same reason why we have a whole bunch of New Year's resolutionists. They're impulsive. They're excited. They want to get started. They're passionate. But at the same time, as soon as the first obstacle comes, their passion is dwindled, is taken away. It dwindles down to nothing. Because as I said, impulsivity doesn't equip you to overcome obstacles or barriers. It gets the journey started, but it doesn't even finishing it. It doesn't even get you through it. Right? Just take that in. Impulse. So, and this is something I want to tell you. You have to have impulse to get started, but if you don't have integrity, you'll never stay invested. I'm going to repeat that again. You have to have impulse to get started, but if you don't have integrity to follow through on your word, to follow through on your commitment on the days you don't feel like doing it, on the days that are fucking difficult, you'll fail to stay invested. And if you're not invested, you won't get your returns. It's very simple. Okay. And guys and girls, if that's something that you struggle with, you know what you need to work on by listening to this podcast. Like you already know. If you only do shit when you're hyped to do it, you know what you need to fix. Okay. If the moment that something difficult happens, whether it's in a relationship, whether it's in your fat loss journey, anything, if the moment something difficult happens and you just like shy away, you don't want to like take care of the issue firsthand, and you just want to sweep it under the rug, eh, it's like it speaks for itself. You're riding on impulsivity, and you need to switch from riding constantly on impulsivity and taking responsibility to being more disciplined and carrying the torch as the fire of impulsivity goes away. Does that make sense? All right, folks. I hope you liked this episode. If you did, share it out with your friends, or your parents too, if they need to hear this one and you want to like get a one up on them. I'm just joking. But again, I hope you did have an experience, a valuable experience today. Um, Guys and girls, excuse me, my throat. Excuse me. Thank you so much for your precious time and attention. If you want to lose 25 pounds and become a part of the Natural Nomad Academy, feel free to DM me and I'll see if you'll be a good fit. All right. So again, I just want to let you know that I won't be, monetizing this or doing anything like putting ads in this shit because I just want you to get the value straight up right to your face directly. Again, you click here. I just want you to hear what you need to hear and then tune out whenever you've got whatever you need. All right. So it's time to embrace our meathead mentality together. It's been nice chatting. Hope you like what today's topic was about. Natural IFBB Pro Matt Butale signing out. Boom. All right, folks. Podcast episode recorded. You know what's up. You know what's up. Um, Impulsivity. Yeah. So today's episode, we're just talking about the good side, the good thing and the bad thing with being impulsive, and how it's good to be impulsive to start your journey, but being impulsive won't actually help you go through with your journey, right? So maybe you saw something that just flipped a switch in your head and made you want to burn some fat, but as soon as you started it, week 1, week 2, week 3 happens, week 4 happens, and you realize that it's not going to be as easy as a ride as you thought. You flake or you fall off, right? So I'm highlighting that in today's episode, how not to fall off, right? It's by switching from impulsivity to responsibility and discipline once the fire has been ignited, right? So you ignite the fire and then you carry the torch through responsibility and discipline. All right. Hope that helped you there on TikTok. You know what's good. Homie says, great topic, bro. You send the message well. Fuck yeah, I appreciate you. He says, I've talked about this before. I've linked it to the ability to be competent, knowledge, training, and experience. Oh, totally, bro. And again, like that, I agree with you on that. But again, there are also some people that are just like, it's just like the way your brain is hardwired, right? Like when impulsive people, typically, impulsive people don't follow through with many things. They start a whole lot of shit, they never finish it. So I would say that maybe has something to do with competence, but I personally don't think so. I think it has more to do with responsibility and discipline than competence because they're competent enough to know, like, you know, this is something I want to do. All right, and just to just to say I know I want to do this, there has to be some form of like surface level of like knowledge when it comes to training and experience, or at least maybe they learned something on the surface level that made them, that influenced them to make this pseudo commitment or whatever, right? So I think it has less to do with competence and more to do with responsibility and discipline. Because to get started, I mean, we can start so many fucking things, but to finish it, to finish the race, discipline seems to be like the thing. Responsibility, discipline, those seem to be, I would say, like the biggest building blocks or the biggest things that you need in your foundation to actually carry out and succeed with, any transformation that you're going to endure or any commitment for that matter that you're committing to based off of impulse. Right. So, but I think what you said is true as well. You know, I think what you said there is true. And I appreciate you for always chiming in, listening, and giving your 2 cents, man. It's fucking always appreciated, homie. Always, man. All right, folks, you know what it is. I'm going to sign out. We'll be back again tomorrow with another live stream episode. Hope you guys and girls have the sickest motherfucking Monday of your goddamn life. We are out. Boom.